Now let's take a few moments discussing the performance or operational problems associated with the governor system. The problems you're likely to be confronted with include engine overspeeds or runs too fast, engine can't obtain proper speed or runs too slow, hunting and/or surging, and inability to handle load. Let's begin with overspeed, the engine running too fast. On an air vane system, causes of overspeeding include wrong governor spring or damaged, shortened, twisted, incorrectly installed spring, top no load speed improperly adjusted, worn, bent, or binding linkage or other components, bent or damaged speed control bracket, plugged or restricted air intake at blower housing, plugged cooling fins, a mouse nest or debris blocking the air vane, or a broken or binding air vane. On a mechanical system, causes for overspeeding include wrong governor spring or damaged, shortened, twisted, or incorrectly installed spring, top no-load speed improperly adjusted, worn, bent, or binding linkage or other components, bent or damaged speed control bracket, static adjustment, out of adjustment, or incorrect adjustment, or a damaged governor gear assembly. On an electronic system, causes for overspeeding include defective control module or missing and damaged return spring. Mechanical governor systems have internal and external components. It's fairly common to assume, often wrongly, that an overspeed problem is the fault of internal engine components. To examine the governor gear assembly for faults usually requires that the engine be removed from the equipment and disassembled. Follow this procedure to isolate the problem as internal or external. Perform a static governor adjustment. Remove or unhook governor springs. Start engine. Quickly move throttle shaft toward the wide-open throttle position. If the internal governor gear assembly is functioning, the throttle shaft should immediately return to idle. The problem will be external. On an air vane system, you should routinely check for a mouse nest or debris blocking the air vane, as well as air guides or baffles missing, allowing air to escape. Hunting and surging are undesirable operational traits that may be attributable to the governor system. Hunting is a quick changing of RPM when set at a given speed. Surging is a slow, cyclical change of RPM, also when set at a given speed. Since both have similar causes, they're generally considered together. Since an overly lean fuel mixture can also cause hunting and surging, it's necessary to isolate the fuel system from the governor system when troubleshooting this condition. Start the engine and bring to normal operating temperature. Position the throttle control at roughly half throttle. Screw in the idle stop screw until engine speed is in the 2800 to 3400 RPM range. Manually hold the throttle shaft against the idle stop screw. If hunting and surging go away, the problem is in the governor system. If they continue or the engine stalls, the problem is in the fuel system. Repair fuel system and recheck. You should note that some carburetors do not have idle stop screws, and some carburetors with idle stop screws do not have enough screw travel to allow the speed to be raised to 2800 RPM. Some other method will need to be devised to hold the throttle shaft steady. Now let's spend a moment talking about an inability to handle load. This problem could be engine-related, such as carburetor adjustment, manifold air leaks, or worn or damaged compression components, or governor system related, such as worn, bent, or binding linkage or other components, bent or damaged speed control bracket, or a spring in resonance. This may be a tricky area to investigate, as a variety of areas may have to be explored, including whether an engine is suitable to power the equipment. For the purpose of this discussion, we will assume that the engine and equipment are properly matched. However, application engineers use the following approach as a rule of thumb to help establish a good marriage between engine and equipment. Make sure the engine is broken in at operating temperature and properly adjusted. Apply the maximum load that the equipment is designed to handle. take an RPM reading with an accurate tachometer. Manually force the throttle shaft to wide open throttle. Take an RPM reading. If the reading is at least 200 RPM more than that taken at maximum load, the engine offers enough power. For all types of governors, you should investigate causes such as engine in poor mechanical condition, engine underpowered for load, governor spring broken, wrong governor spring installed or spring installed in wrong hole, worn, bent, or binding linkage or other components, bent or damaged speed control bracket.